up, everybody? Welcome back to another video once again. It has been a very fun, awesome Saturday, just filled with reviews. Because why not? Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of the last, I think this is the last major flagship Nerf Rival Blaster. Nerf has had a history of making a ton of full auto rival primaries. We actually had to go a couple years back from a few other blasters to get to the Perses. First off, in 2015, we had the Nerf Rival Zeus, a 6C battery Nerf Rival semi-auto 12-round magazine ball-fed blaster. And it was pretty darn cool. It was expensive, but it did work, and it opened a new era for foam flinging. And then in 2016, Nerf decided to amp it up a notch and give us a 40-round magazine fed Nerf Rival blaster that took 6D alkaline batteries, and this thing was full auto. So you hold down the red trigger and you fire away. At the time, this thing was revolutionary. It was absolutely game-changing, and it would be the coolest kid to have this thing. But not really anymore. I still think it's very cool, and it does have a spot in today's hobby, even though it is, I wouldn't really say it's outdated, because I'll get to why later. I consider this as the assault rifle, basically. And then in 2017, Nerf decided to get bigger and release the Nerf Rival Nemesis. This thing is still to this day a game changer. This is a 100-round hopper-fed fully automatic rival blaster that takes 6D alkaline batteries, just like the Chaos, and has a little bit higher rate of fire than the Chaos. But a kind of a downside to it is it's hopper fed, so you'll have a more inconsistent rate of fire, and you can't really fire the blaster upside down or side to side because you need gravity to get the balls to feed. But it is super duper fun to use. It's awesome. I'd consider this as the LMG of the bunch. And then in 2018, we had the Nerf Rival Prometheus. It is basically the Nemesis, but it is just a super-sized Nemesis with a 200-round capacity and has double the fire rate of the Nemesis. It's basically the minigun. I don't have it, but it is massive and it's a powerhouse. And then finally, in 2019, we got the Nerf Rival Perses. This thing is basically the SMG variant. This is a full auto 50-round hopper-fed rival blaster. And believe me, this thing has the fastest rate of fire out of all four of them. It's ridiculous. Is this considered the ultimate rival blaster as a lot of people say it is? Well, let's find out, because today we're going to be taking a look at the Nerf Rival Perses. Of course, we are going to be starting off with the ergonomics. This grip is fantastic. It is super duper comfortable. It is nice, rounded, and big billet, and it is really, really good. This is perfect for adults. I don't know about kids, might be a little bit too big for them, but it does work. This is a phenomenal grip. Not really a whole lot to say here, and I absolutely love it. You could kind of consider this as a foregrip. It's not really, it's just a rival style rail you can hold on to. It's not really that comfortable. I mean, it gets the job done, I guess, but you're gonna just put a foregrip. Hey, you can put your own flashlight or your own custom foregrip if you want to, and I've seen a lot of people do that. Darn cool. Of course, being a rival style blaster, this thing does not have a stock attachment point or a barrel attachment point. Of course, it has a Picatinny wheel here at the bottom, but it does have a jam door up top for clearing out jams in the flywheel, so you can just get your finger in there and take out balls. This is a thumb hole stock, and there's not really a cheek rest or anything like that, but shouldering the blaster, it's not the most comfortable thing ever, but it does work. I don't really have any problems with it whatsoever. The back of the stock, it feels nice. This is very comfortable. It's got a nice filleted texture here. And this thumb hole, I just love this thumb hole stock. It really fits the SMG vibe. You have a place for a sling down here. I don't know if I consider this as a sling point. Maybe, but you can sling this as a secondary if you want to. And this thing, oh boy. How is the design of the Nerf Rival Perses and the shape of it? The design, I think it looks very good. I just love the look of this thing with the SM. It just gives you SMG vibes. It is super compact, light, maneuverable, and I love the white stripings. You got the Rival logo on this side, and you have the Rival logo here on this side too, and while it's not really painted on, you got the MXIX 5000 here indicating 2019, and 5000, it's not 5000, it's just 50. They add a couple zeros because they cut. It looks absolutely awesome, and it feels nice to use, and it kind of feels premium. My dad, he got this for Christmas almost 2 years ago, and he tested it out. He was like, why is this thing $90, $100 something? He picked it up, he felt it and shot it, and he understood why. This thing feels awesome, and it is very fun to shoot. But it does have major, and I mean major problems we are going to get into very soon. This blaster, just like all of the other Rival blasters, has a safety. So I'm going to put in safe, can't pull the rev trigger or the firing trigger, and then when you want to go on safe, pull the rev trigger, pull the firing trigger, blast away. How are the triggers on this thing? I'm going to take the hopper out so I don't rev it. The rev trigger, not a whole lot to say, but it is nice and comfortable. It's a little spongy, but it does have kind of a confirming click to it. My trigger is definitely not in the best condition right now, but the trigger does feel nice and smooth. It doesn't really have a whole lot of travel to it, but it is nice, and it gets the job done pretty well. How does this blaster work? Well, you load up the hopper with 50 rounds, you close it, you put it in, pull the rev trigger, and you can fire. And this thing has a ridiculous rate of fire. You probably don't realize how fast it is until you actually pick up and shoot this thing, because it is ridiculous and it's awesome. But it's also a downside thanks to the 50 round capacity. It has one of the coolest features Hasbro has done. So, you know how with the Chaos and the Nemesis, you have 60 batteries, or you can use the Nerf Rival rechargeable battery pack that is only compatible with those two, and with the Prometheus, there's a proprietary rechargeable battery pack. Well, this follows the same thing as the Prometheus, but instead, you just press the button, pop it out like that. It is super easy. It's just a spring-loaded mechanism you just put in and take out. And this is a 9.6 volt lithium-ion battery. This thing does not have a selector switch, but you can easily single shot it by just lightly tapping the trigger, or you can 3-round burst depending how long you hold down the trigger for. That is everything the Nerf Rival Perses has to offer, so let's go out to the range and see how this thing fires. Alrighty, back at it at the range again. So we are out here with the Nerf Rival Perses. So I got 50, I think a little bit more than 50 rounds loaded up in here. We're going to do some single shots, some burst shots, and then of course, full auto. Not a certain number, we're just going to do some shots. See if we can have a lot of fun with this thing. We are going to see how this thing does. Oh yeah. And plus I just wanted to kind of switch up the range a little bit more. It's a nice sunrise right now. It's about your standard rival performance. That is really good. Gotta shake that hopper to get the balls to feed consistently. This thing is a ton of fun to use. I definitely can't angle the shots because this thing shoots super hard and it's going to leave the yard. A lot of the balls are going to leave the yard. But we are going to do a full auto hopper dump because why the heck not? So I'm just gonna hold down the trigger as much as I possibly can and just shake it. Need to jostle the hopper to get the rounds to continue to feed through the flywheel. Are we already empty? Wow! You just drain all your rounds in like 2 seconds. Still more now? Two more? And we are out. That is a lot of fun, but that capacity. Holy crap, this thing drains its rounds so quickly, you're gonna be out even before the match ends. Let go! So overall, what do I think of the Nerf Rival Perses? Well, I have a lot to say here about the conclusion. So I have two major flaws of this blaster. Now, I don't know if it will prevent y'all from buying this thing, but y'all gotta watch it. The capacity on this thing is 50 rounds. That is not very good at all for something like this. For Dart Blaster, that is very good. But for this thing, since it has that super high rate of fire, you are going to run out of rounds super quickly. You saw how fast it was to empty this hopper. You can go to this website called Out of Darts. I actually subscribe to their channel and follow them in this hobby. They have a hopper extension from this thing that can reduce the capacity to 160 rounds. This thing is definitely really fun and really cool, but I don't really know if it's war practical. Well, stock, no. This thing is not war practical because you are just gonna run out of rounds super duper quickly, and you probably might actually be out of rounds before the match even ends. Now I'm saying, like, if you had a backpack of a ton of rival rounds and you just filled this thing up and just full auto everywhere, you're gonna drain out of these pretty quickly. So I'd say conserve your ammo, and what I like to do is do 3-round bursts or 2-round bursts because you'll have more than one shot, but you won't empty your ammo all in one go. But it's so much fun to empty all your ammo though. It is a blast. I think probably a pro time pack or Out of Darts hopper extension could make this thing a lot more war practical, and you can get just tons and thousands of rival rounds. That would probably get you going for a long-lasting game, and that'll be super fun. For the right role in the right place, this thing is an absolute powerhouse of a blaster. Would I say it's better than the Chaos, Nemesis, or Prometheus? I'm not really sure, honestly, because it's super duper good, but the Chaos is basically the assault rifle, so if you don't really like the SMG vibe, I'd say get the Chaos because it has the more assault rifle feel with the magazine and how it's more traditionally it is to its ergonomics. And it has a slower rate of fire, which is better because you won't be blowing your ammo super fast. And it's a lot more consistent rate of fire, so you can fire it side to side, or you can fire it upside down. This, you have to keep it leveled right side up in order to feed, because this hopper relies on gravity. So I'm not really sure. I think it's probably depending on your personal preference. Same with the Nemesis or the Prometheus. The Nemesis is the LMG, so if you don't want this, and if you want an LMG style, get the Nemesis. If you want a minigun style, get the Prometheus. So I think this is definitely not the best out of all of them, but it does fill a role and a niche that would be very, very just. You can clear an entire room with this thing if you can put extra add-ons on this thing. It's definitely really, really fun though, and really, really cool. But the other problem is durability, because I got one of these for my birthday over 2 years ago. October 29, 2022 was one of my favorite days of all time. It was super fun, and I actually have a video of that on my old channel. And I got this thing with the Mach 100, which I'm going to be reviewing very soon. Spoiler alert, I actually like that more than this. And you might be like, why? Well, you find out in that review. But I got this thing, and it was awesome. I tested it, it was amazing. But then, on Halloween, October 31st, this thing actually broke when I was showing one of my friends. What happened is I was shooting rival rounds, and one of the balls got caught. I think it was either the left flywheel, I don't know which one it was, but one of the flywheels stopped spinning, which caused the performance to be lackluster and the rounds to shoot either at the left completely or the right completely. I forgot which flywheel it was. That sucks. I think out of all of the rival blasters, this one is the one that goes down the most. A lot of people have been complaining, including Foam Warriors, a really awesome YouTube channel, who runs foam flinging arenas, you know, with Nerf darts and Rival and all that stuff. He did a comparison video of the Nemesis versus this thing. That was an awesome video. Y'all should check it out. He says this thing goes down a lot, so you gotta repair it, you gotta open it, and that might wear down the internals, wear down the triggers. I've had this thing for about 1 year now. Christmas 2023, that's when I got this. And surprisingly, it's still running. Like, how? Make sure to be very careful with this thing. My overall recommendations for the Rival Perses is it's definitely not for everybody, but for the right role and the person who wants to just have this SMG absolute hose powerhouse of a blaster that can spray lanes and lanes of foam downrange is super fun to use with that high capacity and rate of fire. If you have a hopper extension with some add-ons you can use to make this thing practical, I definitely will recommend and check out the Nerf Rival Perses. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Like and comment and subscribe if you want to. That's okay. You can dislike if you want to. That is free. But thank you very much for watching this video. And I will see y'all in the next one. And as always, peace out.